You've dreamed since childhood of stepping onto a brightly lit stage, hearing the screams of fans, feeling the heat of the lights. Dance moves are precise. Your determination is unshakable. But before anyone even asks, "What can you do?" they look at your face. They measure your weight. They analyze the shape of your jawline, the proportions of your eyes, even your skin tone. In K-pop, the judgment doesn't start on the stage. It starts in the mirror. Agencies openly admit the first evaluation of a trainee is visual. Before your voice is heard, before your talent shines, they've already decided if you have the right face to be a star. And this isn't just a guess. Many idols have revealed in interviews how this pressure starts early. Some were told to lose weight before even being accepted as trainees. Others heard they needed to fix their nose, open their eyes, change their smile. A small flaw, something you might see as just a detail, can be the barrier between your dream and being forgotten. Here is the cold, raw, unvarnished truth. In K-pop, talent opens doors, but beauty keeps you inside. How many dreams have been crushed before they even had a chance to begin? How many incredible voices have never been heard because the face didn't fit the standard? This is the reality that doesn't appear in perfect music videos, luxurious photo shoots, or bright stages. Behind every flawless smile, there is a story of insecurity, comparison, and constant fear of not being enough. And you, what do you think about this? Should beauty be a requirement? Or is it destroying talents that could change K-pop forever? If you believe this story needs to be told, that these truths need to come out of the shadows, then please don't stay silent. Hit subscribe to join us in every new revelation, and leave a like now so more people can discover what really happens behind the scenes. The physical cost. If the aesthetic demand is already a cruel filter, what comes next is even more relentless. Because in K-pop, it's not enough to be beautiful. You must maintain that beauty at any cost. And that cost often comes at the expense of the body itself. What do you imagine when you think of an idol's routine? Dance rehearsals, recordings, shows. But there is a part of the schedule that doesn't show up in behind-the-scenes footage companies share: the daily battle against the scale. From the moment a trainee joins the company, their body is treated like a project in constant improvement. Some members have revealed daily weigh-ins. Yes, every day, in front of managers and trainers. If the number on the scale doesn't please, comes the serious talk. And that talk can mean extreme dieting. Joan Somi, for example, shared that she lost nearly 10 kilos in a few weeks for a comeback. IU, one of Korea's most beloved artists, revealed that for a long time she survived on a diet of just one apple in the morning, sweet potato for lunch, and protein powder at night. And we're not talking about old stories. These practices still happen, silently, in the halls of the biggest companies. Now, imagine what this does to the body of someone still growing, or who needs energy to rehearse for 10 hours a day. The result? Extreme fatigue, dizziness, fainting. How many times have you seen news of an idol collapsing on stage? Those images, shocking as they are only the tip of the iceberg. And the training? Oh, the training! It's not just dancing. It's hours of choreography repeated until perfect, movements that demand strength and endurance, even when the body is screaming for rest. And all of this on an empty stomach. The combination of harsh dieting and intense training creates wear that can't be fixed with a good night's sleep. It accumulates day after day, and when the body can't take it anymore, hospitalization follows. Fans get cold announcements like so-and-so was hospitalized due to physical exhaustion, or she will take a break to recover. But the truth is, many times the return to the stage happens before full recovery, because in K-pop, the show can't stop. This is the physical cost of maintaining an unreachable standard. The body, which should be cared for and celebrated, becomes a tool that must perform perfectly no matter the cost. And when it breaks, there is always someone ready to replace it. So next time you watch a flawless performance, remember, behind that smile, there may be pain. Behind that contagious energy, there may be hunger. And behind the shine, there may be a body pushed to its limit. If you believe stories like this need to be told, that fans deserve to know the truth, and that these artists deserve more than applause, subscribe now and leave your like so this message reaches more people. Because silence protects the system, but awareness can change it.
The emotional cost. The emotional cost in K-pop, the relentless pressure of beauty standards. In K-pop, 1 kilo more can cost you your career. This strong phrase, circulating among fans and even artists, sums up one of the cruelest and most invisible realities in the K-pop world: the intense psychological pressure idols face to maintain a perfect and flawless image at all times. Since debut, idols are subjected to an extremely rigid aesthetic standard that goes far beyond simple concern about appearance. The K-pop industry builds its image around the idea of idealized beauty: slim bodies, symmetrical faces, flawless skin, and always graceful postures. But what seems like glamour and perfection hides a dark side that deeply affects the mental health of artists: the pressure for the perfect image. Idols must constantly watch their weight, appearance, and even every facial expression they show. This control goes far beyond the professional. It's psychological control that can generate anxiety, depression, and a constant feeling of inadequacy. Every little slip, whether 1 kilo more on the scale or a flaw in the skin, can become a reason for public criticism and, worse, a drop in popularity. Extreme diets, exhausting hours of training, and strict food restrictions are frequently adopted to achieve this standard. The pursuit of a perfect body is not just physical effort, but also mental torture. Often, idols stop eating properly, starve themselves, or resort to harmful methods, all to not disappoint fans and the company. The impact of cyberbullying. Besides company demands, idols are frequent targets of cyberbullying, virtual attacks that focus precisely on their appearance. Malicious comments about weight, face shape, physical traits, and even cultural characteristics are thrown daily on social media and forums, often by anonymous people. These attacks are devastating and worsen the psychological impact of the pressure for perfection. It is not uncommon to see idols openly sharing their personal struggles in interviews, showing that behind the smiles and flawless performances, there are real people facing deep emotional battles. Notable cases. Several artists have openly talked about the anguish caused by this intense pressure. Jeon So-mi, for example, revealed she went through extreme diets to control her weight. IU, one of the biggest stars in Korea, has shared moments when she felt suffocated by public expectation and her own self-criticism. These accounts highlight the importance of discussing mental health and emotional well-being in the K-pop scene, where success is often measured by meeting an almost unattainable standard. The duality of fame. Being an idol is a dream for many young people, but this achievement comes with a high emotional cost. The pressure to maintain an idealized image and constant public surveillance create an environment of chronic stress. The fear of losing relevance or being replaced makes many idols sacrifice their physical and mental health. The industry urgently needs to recognize these impacts and promote a healthier environment where an artist's value isn't tied only to appearance but also to emotional health and talent. Memorable closing line. In K-pop, 1 kilo more can cost you your career. This phrase echoes the invisible price many idols pay to keep shining on stage, but which often leaves deep marks on their lives. The financial cost. When you look at the stage and see an idol with a flawless outfit, perfect makeup, and meticulously styled hair, it's natural to imagine that the company pays for all of this, right? But the truth is that the bill almost always comes to the artist themselves. The public sees glamour but doesn't see the contract, a contract that often works like a silent debt, and this debt starts even before debut. Many companies invest in their trainees. They pay for singing, dancing, language, and stage presence lessons. But they also cover, without asking, cosmetic procedures, plastic surgeries, skin treatments, teeth whitening, facial harmonization, all to ensure that on debut day, the idol fits the perfect mold that the industry demands. And here comes the part almost no one talks about. None of this is a gift. All this investment goes on the tab that will be deducted from the artist's future earnings. This means every show, every album sold, every paid appearance, before generating profit, serves to pay the debt to the company. There have been cases of idols who spent years barely earning anything because the amount they owed the agency was more than what they could generate. And this calculation includes things fans wouldn't imagine: outfits for music videos and shows, professional makeup and hairstyling, photo shoots for albums and magazines, transportation, lodging, and meals during events. And yes, even clothes and accessories worn on TV performances can end up being charged. Can you imagine working at an idol's exhausting pace and at the end of the month seeing your bank balance nearly empty? This isn't rare. In some cases, idols even incur personal debt to cover additional costs, like private trainers, extra lessons, or physical recovery treatments. The irony is cruel. The more perfect and luxurious an artist seems, the higher the debt they may carry. The smile on stage can hide the pressure of knowing that every applause is still not enough to pay what is owed. And when the group doesn't succeed immediately, this debt can become a career sentence. Because to the company, you're not just an artist, you're an investment that must give returns. If it doesn't, you're discarded with the debt still unpaid. The financial cost of K-pop isn't just about money, it's about freedom. While the contract is active, the artist lives with limits, knowing the company controls not only their career, but their financial life too. So next time you see an idol wearing a sparkling outfit and a radiant smile, remember, it may be that behind the scenes they're counting every cent. It may be that the price of that perfect image is a debt that seems endless. And if you believe stories like this need to be exposed so more fans understand how the industry really works, hit subscribe now and leave your like, because every time this truth is shared, it becomes harder for the system to hide the real cost of success. Behind the bright smile on stage, there is a silent battle, sleepless nights, harsh diets, criticisms that cut deeper than any blade. The price of beauty in K-pop is not just physical, it's emotional. It's the tired soul of someone fighting to be perfect in a world that is never enough. And in the end, is it really worth it? If you felt the weight of this truth, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. Here, we reveal what's behind the shine because every story deserves to be heard.